Hello, I'm Lisa Balderstone. I'm with the Devoted Companion Dog Training. I teach fear-free, force-free, fun, family-oriented classes in Mundelein. You know, the most common question I hear from parents is, how do I get my kids more involved in training the dog? Got the dog for the kids, and they don't want anything to do with the dog. There are so many reasons for that. And since right now we've got all this time together, I figured what better time than now to put together a few short videos that'll help get our kids and our dogs engaged with one another in a safe, family-friendly way. So when I'm getting myself together for a training session, I actually plan it out. I don't just, start training willy-nilly. I think about, what do I want to accomplish? And what tools do I need to help make sure that I'm successful in that training? Safety always comes first. So when I think about the dog, number one, I need a dog that likes kids. Like, my dog has to be okay around the kids. My dog has to be calm around the kids. If those two things aren't in place, then I'm going to have a hard time getting my kid interested in training the dog, because now the kid is worried about the dog's reaction. The dog picks up on that, and then they get worried about the kid. And it's this horrible self-perpetuating cycle that never ends. Let's put an end to it. So for tools that I need, first of all, I need a dog who is full. They've already eaten. I need a dog who is tired. They've already played a lot in the yard. That keeps the energy level of the dog down, and that's helpful. The other thing too is I want to make sure that the things I have around me support good, peaceful training. So I'm going to work in a calm, peaceful place. I'm not going to do this in a park. I'm not going to do this at the street. I'm going to do this in a peaceful bedroom or in the living room, quiet, not a lot of other activity going on. I'm also going to have a food dish with regular dog food in it. Nothing exciting. No steak, no sardines, no cheese, just plain blah dog food. That's it. I also want a cloth, because I'm going to need something for the kid to wipe their hands on. One of the interesting things that very often gets in the way of a dog and a kid interacting is that when the child goes to deliver cookies or treats to the dog's mouth comes in. And as the dog's mouth comes in, very oftentimes children anticipate a certain level of discomfort. That discomfort might come from the whiskers. It might come from the anticipation of teeth touching the skin. It might be the wetness of it too. So dogs produce a lot of saliva. And when you deliver a treat to a dog, they are going to produce saliva, and that saliva is going to transfer to your hands. And if you have a child who really would react to that sort of thing, then that is going to contribute to their lack of desire to engage with the dog in that way. So there's nothing you can do about the saliva. The dog is going to produce it. It's natural. So you're going to need something to help your child wipe their hands off with. All right, so I have my dog with me right now. You can't see him or hear him because he is passed out right now. He's eaten, he's played, he's very tired. His eyes, I'm looking right at him, his eyes are closed tight shut, and he does not really want to play right now. If that is not really the state I would want my dog in when I'm going to engage with the kid, but I do want that very calm, peaceful demeanor that he's going to exhibit. So I've got my cloth, I've got my treats. You'll notice I don't have a kid with me. For one, I don't have kids. But for two, even if I did, right now, what I'm going to show you is really about you and your dog. And if you can do this with your dog yourself, then you can show your child how to do it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is I want my dog to literally eat out of my hand. My hands are going to be open, no fingers in the way, hands open, food right here. You'll notice that when I put my hand out like this, see how my elbows and my arms are like close to my body? What I want to prevent is me pulling my hands away in any manner, like any amount. My hands need to remain perfectly stationary. If I can't do this, maybe I set my hands down here, so I've got the support of my legs, I've got the support of my side body right here. What I don't want is any pulling away, because any pulling away is like this game. Hey, you want this $5? You want it? Whoop, can't have it. You want it? Whoop, can't have it. You want it? Whoop, can't have it. And then pretty soon, you know, like you're the one who's being offered the $5, you're the ones being teased, and you're like, come on, give me the $5, right? Like, it's like world peace hinges on whether or not you can get this $5. So, I want to make sure that I'm not doing anything that is going to cause my dog to come in harder and faster. Because this is what happens a lot of times with kids. They go to deliver the treat. This is the dog's mouth, this is the kid's hand, and then they anticipate some discomfort, they pull away. You see that? It's so minor. Your dog feels it and sees it. And now in order to get that food, they've got to come in a little bit more sharply. And they might overshoot and not issue like an actual bite, but their teeth might come on the kid's skin, and that could be uncomfortable. So let's make sure that we're teaching our dogs to take food nicely. Once I do that, then I'm going to bring a kid over. I don't have any kids with me, but I'm going to use an imaginary kid. So let's table that for right now. Bring over Griffin. Come on, Griff. Griffin, come. Yay, look. Can you sit? Nice. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've got a few of his few pieces of regular dog food in my hand, and I'm just going to hold my hands. And now Griffin is really good at this. See, he's just licking the treats out of my hand. He's not punching with his nose. You know what I mean? Like pushing like that. He's just politely taking the treats out of my hand. Now let's assume I've done that a few times and this is going great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a child. So use your imagination. I've got a little kid here. Oh, by the way, just with that little licking on my hand is already soaked, right? That is going to feel weird to a lot of kids. So just be ready for that. So I bring over a kid, and I'm going to have the child sit next to me and slightly behind. When they're sitting slightly behind me like this, it helps me in maybe if I need to, like if this isn't going well or I feel like, okay, I have to stop now, I can insert my body in between sort of as a block. So if I had a kid with me, what I'm going to do, you stay, is I'm going to have them sit next to me. They're back here. They're going to hold the cookies just like I did. And we're going to let Griffin eat out of the hand of the imaginary kid. In your house, there will be a real child here, right? That's all. That's where I want you to begin. Assuming that goes great, then what I'd like you to do is practice holding the cookie in your hand and see how I'm delivering it. Facing my dog. He is putting his teeth on my fingers, but he is super gentle. So assuming you can get that behavior from your dog, you're going to warn your kid that, okay, now not only are you going to feel the whiskers, You're gonna feel the wet. You're gonna smell your dog's breath, the odor of the food, but you're also going to feel the dog's teeth on your fingers. So the little kid, so you're gonna show them. You're gonna hold it like this and then let the dog eat it. I'm not moving my hand. Don't move your hand away. That is super important. Watch what happens if I do, right? I move my hand away. See, you can see that, right? Like he's pushing to get that treat. Oops. Okay. Good. Nice job, Griffin. Okay. Griff, can you get up? Good. Okay, stay. Down. Okay, so that is a skill that I'd like you to work on initially. So first, make sure the environment is safe. Make sure your dog is tired and well fed. Make sure you have a cloth to wipe all that spit off your hands with. You stay. Make sure you have a bowl with plain food in it, nothing exciting. Some people use Cheerios. You could try that if your vet says it's okay. Use Cheerios, but something very bland, blah, you know, that isn't gonna get your dog ramped up. You're gonna feed your dog with your hands open. My dog is not staying right now. That's going great. You're gonna have your kid feed the dog with their hands open. Then you're going to practice holding the treat and letting your dog take those cookies nicely from your finger. Then you're gonna warn your child what this is going to feel like. Have them do it too. Encourage them to not move their hand. If they do, gently take their hand and help them hold it in place. All right? Do that for the next few days. And then in our second video, we're gonna start using the skill of luring, which is using a cookie to move our dog around. And that is a very fun and easy, effective way to get your kids helping your dog do stuff like sit, stand, maybe make a little circle, like spin. So we'll do all those sorts of things. But this week or for the next few days, just hand feed your dog. Thanks very much. I hope you and your family stays well. All the best to you. So long.